Hello guys and welcome back to JHS Halloween. So in today's video, I will be comparing my 2015 and 16 Little Skelly bones and my 2021 Little Nestor. So this is a series I've never actually done before. I didn't think I was gonna do something like this. It crossed my mind a few times in the past, but it's not something that I've really actually considered until my girlfriend recently brought it up to me, and I thought that it might actually be a really cool idea just comparing some very similar props and identifying the similarities and differences and what I like about them between those two props. So I obviously don't have that many props to compare. Like, I would need hundreds of props to be able to do something like this. So it's not gonna be a super large series. It's just gonna be relatively short and comparing the few props that I am actually able to compare. The first episode being of these two props right here. So I will be comparing the similarities and differences between these two, what I like about the similarities and what I don't like about the similarities, vice versa with the differences. So without any further ado, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer, so let's move right on to the video. Now, like I said, I want to move on to the pros, or start with the pros and then move on to the cons. So there are things that I do like about the similarities. One of the big ones, which only really I can go after for other haunters, they're great for collecting. Like, there's a lot of props that are either reskins or just very similar, like jumping spiders, like the sitting scare props, the swinging props, swinging scarecrow and pumpkin nest are similar, and then these are the smaller versions. They are great for collecting. They are fantastic for collecting. These props, if a collector wants to have a bunch of animatronics, a lot of the time, or most of the time at least, collectors will want to have a lot of reskins and same looking props, but from different years. It's just the whole idea of collecting everything you possibly can. Now, of course, not everybody collects these props. A lot of people just get them for families to set up at Halloween in front of their house. So I want to definitely address that as well, but I'm just getting it out of the way that the people collecting these props love the idea of being able to get some props that are very, very similar in look, height, sound, or just general idea. Now, for families, there's also a huge pro that comes along with these kind of props, or any reskinned props in general, is that a family is able to get the prop they want to fit their theme. That also works for collectors, of course, but I'm just addressing mainly for families right now. There's a lot of families that want these kind of props that let's say they have like a graveyard, then they're able to get a skeleton, or if they have a pumpkin patch, they're able to get a pumpkin. If they have a farm, they're able to get the scarecrow. If they want a swamp, they can get the swinging swamp egg. They have different types of props to fit different types of themes. Now, that works great for families. Like, there's a lot of families that want to get a specific prop for their theme, and they're like, I want to do this kind of theme every year. I want to do a farm, but maybe a witch wouldn't fit too well on a farm. Or they're getting a what's another one I'm trying to think of? They want a pumpkin patch, and again, a witch. They don't really want them to clash. Now, of course, they can work together, but some people really want specific props for their themes, which I totally understand and respect that. So they have the option to get whatever kind of prop you want, which I really do like. But after that, there's not a lot of pros I can think of, and a lot of cons come into play. Now, the pros and cons are coming from two different sides of the spectrum. I'm talking pros as in you got variety, you got like collector's items, you got that kind of stuff. The cons, I'm talking about like what is way too similar about them that you might not want, or what is almost looks like could be just a cheap way that they could add another prop to a theme, something like that. So I want to address that. So if another pro pops up in my head while I'm recording this, I will totally address it. But for now, I think that's most of the pros that I wanted to address before I move on to the cons. So without any further ado, let me move on to the main reason why this series is a thing. Alright, so the cons. The cons between these two specifically, I'm not going to even bring up the other swinging props from this point forward. I'm talking about specifically these two animatronics right here. So, right off the bat, like I addressed earlier, they are the exact same in height. It is almost seeming like Spirit Halloween decided to, when they made, like, Little Nestor came first. Yes, this is 2021, this is 2016. Lil Nestor was originated in 2014, for anyone who didn't know. Lil Skelly Bones originated in 2015, so this was a year after Lil Nestor came out, which also does kind of back up my case to thinking that Spirit made Lil Skelly Bones in an attempt to just make another type of singing prop that is similar to this, and they didn't put too much time into making it. You can also tell for the fact that it's just a skull with a costume on. You can kind of tell that Spirit may not have put too much time into the Lil Skelly Bones, just trying to create like another animatronic that they can add on top for Lil Nestor, just to add to their lineup for animatronics. Now that's obviously not too big of a deal. If Spirit wants to add another prop to the lineup and it's similar to another prop, that's okay, that's fine. Spirit does that, we're all used to it. One thing that I don't like is how similar the prop is in its phrasing. Now this is the biggest thing that I wanted to address when it came to how similar these props are, which I really do not like, and I don't understand why Spirit did this. Now, it's one thing that Spirit made the exact year after Lil Nestor came out, that they decided that it'd be a good idea to drop the Lil Skelly Bones. Some people thought, yeah, they're just making another small prop just to add to their lineup. Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like cutting corners to make this prop a year after and just create another small boy prop that's possessed. The thing that really the thing I really don't understand is the phrase. Now, take a listen to this.
Your mother ever told you that it's okay to play with dead things?
Mother always said it was okay to play with dead things. Please stay.
Now, as you heard from those two videos, I haven't heard the videos at the current time of recording this, so I could be wrong on the exact wording of the phrasing, but Lil Nestor came out before Lil Skelly Bones, says, mother always said it was okay to play with dead things. Lil Skelly Bones the year after says, hasn't your mother ever told you it was okay to play with dead things? Those are the same thing. They just added a few words to make it different. Now, it's one thing if Spirit wants to make a similar prop, but once you take the same idea and it's the same possession and it's the same idea, the same thought process in each of the minds of these animatronics, it just doesn't make it right. Don't get me wrong. I love both of these props. I love Spirit Halloween and I love what they're doing. I'm not saying that Spirit Halloween is bad at making props. I'm not saying that they can't do it right. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that these props, they could have at least tried a little bit harder to make them different, or at least give them a longer span between years before they created them. If this was 4 years apart, that's a total different story. These are exactly 1 year apart, so the next Halloween they drop this. And they make the phrases the same. It's the same idea. He is possessed, they're both wanting to connect or talk to the person who's listening to them, that being me or someone else who walks in front of these props. And they have the same phrasing talking about playing with dead things. I don't like that. I will be honest. I really don't like the idea that they have the exact same phrase. Now, of course, the phrase is not all. Like, that is probably the biggest thing in my personal opinion. That is like the total, like, I don't understand why they did this sort of thing. But there's two more things that really just kind of make me like question why this whole thing occurred or why it was at least so soon. So of course, they have the same phrase now. We addressed that. We addressed that they're the exact same height. We addressed that they were made or manufactured exactly a year apart. So Spirit's obviously not trying that hard to hide it. But one other thing that is really, like, I just, again, Spirit I really didn't understand it. Spirit made the names incredibly similar as well. Little Nestor, Little Skelly Bones. Again, not a huge deal. It's not a huge deal at all. They're just the same names. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I'm trying to address is how similar these props are. That's all I'm trying to address. I'm not trying to say how dare Spirit name them similar. I'm not trying to say how dare Spirit make them look and sound similar. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm trying to get at with this video. I'm just trying to let people know how similar these props are and what I don't like about the similarities. Now, of course, like I said, I wanted to talk about the differences as well. What I like about each prop on its own. So, I did want to say one more thing quickly. Like I said, that it was the names of Little Nestor, Little Skelly Bones, very similar. But it was also, these props just seem sort of like a money grab in a way. I know that's a lot of Spirit props, but the fact that they're so similar kind of seems like a money grab. So, but that's just a lot of Spirit props, to be fully honest. A lot of Spirit props are a money grab. You see the prices nowadays, $340, $320, $300. That's kind of the norm now for Spirit Halloween, unfortunately. But I don't want people to be commenting on this video saying, oh my goodness, how could you say all this stuff about Spirit? Because that's not what I'm trying to get at in this video. I'm not trying to say because these props are similar, Spirit's horrible. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just letting everyone know the similarities so they know what to watch out for, or they know what to expect getting both of these props at any point in their time collecting. So without any further ado, I'm totally going to back it up with all the stuff that I love about the differences. So now, as I addressed earlier, I absolutely love the fact that Spirit was able to make a bunch of different props that you could put in a bunch of different themes. That is such a huge plus to these props. The fact that you're able to put this in a pumpkin patch, this in a graveyard, and all the other ones in their own specific theme. I really like that Spirit did that. That's a really smart idea that Spirit did there, so people have more variety to choose from. I don't like how far apart the gears are. So let's say you're making a pumpkin patch and you get the and you get the witch or something like that. You're making a pumpkin patch, you want a scarecrow, and you get the witch because it's all you can get. And then the next year they come out with the scarecrow and you're like, oh shoot, well I already bought the witch and I can't return it now because it's already a year ago. But like, if they put them all out around the same time, that would be great. Now they did. 2014, 15, the witch was 15, the scarecrow was 16. But still, I wish they were all in the same year so people had a lot of variety to choose from. Now, they already have a lot of variety, and I really do like that. I really do like the idea that you're able to put all these in different themes. I like that. Now, that does definitely wildly separate these two props because they don't really look too similar. They have the same height. Yeah, they both look really young. They look like little boys, but it's still a lot of variety you can choose from, which I do like that Spirit did. Now, another really big thing that I like about the differences is that there are a lot of different sizes that you can choose from. Now, I know that I said I wouldn't bring up other props later on, but that was mainly when I was talking about cons because I didn't want to bring up other props if I was talking negatively about them. I only wanted to bring up props if it was talking like well and I was talking good about them. But these two have, like, at least this one here, the Little Nestor, has its larger counterpart, Pumpkin Nestor. Little Skelly Bones does not have one, but I like that you're able to have different sizes as well. You have these two small ones. I can't think, there's a lot of other really small ones like Swinging Sally and Ghost Swing and a bunch of little things here and there that you're able to choose from that are like small swinging ones. But I really like that you're able to choose between sizes. So if you want one that's large and that really can centerpiece your haunt, you can get something like Pumpkin Nestor, Swinging Scarecrow, Swinging Swamp Hag. If you want something small that is just not gonna bring too much attention but fills up a gap, you're able to get Lil Skelly Bones, Pumpkin Nestor, Swinging Sally, all of that stuff there. You have a lot to choose from. I like the variety. Like, all of this comes down to variety. All of this comes down to variety. Because one of the biggest things with setting up a theme is getting the right props to fit the correct theme. Variety comes in huge in that scenario. You need to have a variety of props. You cannot have like a scientist in a farm. You can make it work if you tried, but it probably doesn't work. Or you can't have, I'm just looking at the few boxes that I have back there. You can't put Wacky Mo Clown in I'm trying to think, like a, did I already say pumpkin patch? No, I think it said I don't know. Graveyard. You can't put a clown in a graveyard. It just doesn't look right. It looks out of place. You can't put this here, Lil Nestor, in a clown theme. It doesn't fit. It's a huge part in making a theme. You need to have that variety. Now, these props come with a lot of variety, and I like that a lot. But in the end of the day, they have a lot of similar aspects and a lot of differences. But I just wanted to make this video to address the difference between the two. Again, I'm saying this just one last time. I don't want to bring it up too much. I'm not trying to make Spirit sound bad. I'm not trying to make it seem like I don't enjoy the company or I don't like the props they make, or especially that I hate these two props. There's a reason that I have them. I think they are incredible props on their own. I would never put them together in a theme, but I really like them on their own separate. There are cons, there are pros. That comes with everything. There's always good to bad, and there's always bad to good. Now, I'm not trying to make it seem like these props are horrible. That's not what I'm trying to do. I really like these props. I just wanted people to understand the similarities and the differences between these two props. And I've definitely addressed that in this video. If there's anything I missed, let me know. I'll definitely either comment back, or if I missed a lot, I could even make a part 2 to these exact two props. But I just wanted to address that. One last thing before I head out. I apologize for the last video being about 4 weeks ago. I did say that there won't be a lot of consistency, but I still just want people to understand that I'm not totally ghosting this channel again. It's just hard to find time to make those videos. But I am definitely trying to make these videos come out to you guys. I definitely have another one lined up, and I can let you guys know what it is. I want to talk about what it takes to make, I wouldn't say a good theme, but like just what it takes, like the beginner's guide to make a haunted house or to make a theme, what to do, what not to do, that sort of stuff. So that's going to be the next video. I might even record it today, possibly. I don't know for sure, but I definitely like that idea in that video. So I will be doing that shortly. So this was the first episode of comparisons, that being the 2015 and 16 Lil Skelly Bones and the 2014 and 2021 Lil Nestor. All right, well, in that case, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to. It's completely your choice. I don't want to force that upon anyone. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.